have any questions for me?
Nothing yet.
Okay, so then we can just go ahead and get started here. And, same as usual, be a minute or
Hmm.
so looking for something to talk about.
That's I'm extremely new on Brig, so don't be afraid to go over the little stuff.
Yeah.
My shield's up.
Okay, like where we're positioning there.
Shield's holding.
Hmm. Alright, so first thing I'm noting is a lack of just whip shot spam. So whip shots
Hmm.
should be coming out basically every time you get them. As this gets your rally, or sorry, your inspire going when you whip shot somebody that does damage, and when you do damage, you get inspire, which means you get healing. So we
Hmm.
essentially want to be whip shotting every single time we get it, and that's gonna be like every 4 seconds.
Hmm.
So whereas here we just kind of go this long portion of time without doing that, right? Besides that, we kind of like slowly walk around hard shielding instead of maybe like just walking around a bit faster, um, to get places. Okay. Watch overhealing, right? I imagine we've gone over overhealing on different characters, but you can do this on Brig
Yeah.
too, right? So when we
Hmm.
throw pack in on somebody who is full HP, well then
Hmm.
that pack doesn't do anything, right? So
Hmm.
make sure we're not throwing packs on full HP targets. Okay, again, just kind of going for whip shots. There Hog's peeking, perfect time to go for whip shot, and then we don't go for it till after he's gone.
Vänta så.
Yep.
Kom igen allihopa.
Make sure when a Reinhardt gets hooked up there that we're looking at him, because like a Reinhardt gets hooked and then we just kind of don't pay attention to him, right? Like that's a pretty dangerous thing to happen to somebody, right? Like they
Hmm.
just get yanked in, they don't have any, they can't hold up his shield, so he could just end up getting shredded here. And we want to be able
Hmm.
to maybe, for example, if we were peeking here, we could whip shot the Roadhog backwards. We could throw some packs on Reinhardt, but instead we just kind of like stare
Hmm.
forwards instead of looking at the Reinhardt after he gets hooked.
Hmm.
I got you.
Okay, so that second one I think maybe was going to Baptiste.
I
Um,
got you.
Yeah, and I think Zarya jumped in
mm,
front.
yeah, or more accurately, we weren't aiming at him. There. Sorry, ends up
Yeah.
stealing it. When we're
Hmm.
aiming for Baptiste, have you adjusted your pack sensitivities yet?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I've done anything on Brig yet. I think I still have the default crosshair
Yeah.
or whatever
You
it is.
we've gone over like other characters. We've done Ana, right? A lot of Ana. So we've talked about like the sensitivity with Nano Boost. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same thing with your packs, right? It's the same exact concept. You don't want it at 100% because it's just going to be very inaccurate, or yeah, very inaccurate, and it's just gonna kind of go to whoever. Here, though, we were aiming at Zarya.
Hmm. So should it be the same as like our Zen and all that at like
Yeah,
60 or something?
yeah, roughly around 60.
Okay.
Shield's taking damage.
Okay. Oh, oof. Okay, so in that instance, whip shot actually saves her, so we want to be careful when whip shotting that we're not booping people away from danger, right? This is like
Hmm.
always something with like Lucio as well, right? It's like you want to whip shot because it's gonna do damage, but you don't want to whip shot when you know it's gonna prevent
Hmm.
people from doing damage. So here you can whip shot when she's in the middle of being charged, but after the charge is done, you don't want to whip shot because then that just boops her away, and now Reinhardt can't swing on her, right?
Yeah.
So she ends up actually escaping there because of our boop. Okay, nice whip shots. Okay, very nice. So far, we've just kind of been chilling. No
Hmm.
major mistakes besides saving the Zarya. Two overheal packs. Notice this, right?
Yeah.
Overheal. We didn't even like. We just kind of turned around without even checking HP bars, right? We were just like, okay, I'm gonna
Hmm.
turn and heal now, right? And then overheal again. right? That, even though she's down 10 HP, that 10 HP is not necessary, and Baptiste can heal that up super easily, and we're just wasting a cooldown on that.
Mhm.
Locking them all.
All right, so let's see. I'm assuming we lose the fight at some point, so that's probably gonna be where major
Let me
mistakes
patch that
happen.
up.
Other over heal shots. So far we've probably seen like 5 of those.
My ultimate is ready. You'll feel better soon.
Now, something like that's like more okay because by the time the fight begins, we'll get it back anyways. But you also just want to be careful about it when it doesn't really matter. Nice. Over heal pack.
Look out. Heal, rally to
Probably
me.
go to bash Lucio there, right? And that's potentially an easy kill to go
My
for.
barrier can
When
take
Hog
Mhm.
hooks somebody, right, we have 2 different ways to stop him from doing anything. Is we can bash him if we're within range, or we can also just whip shot him, and then that means that
Mhm.
he can't follow up with any damage. So here, when Hog lands a hook on Reinhardt, since we're out of bash range, we just whip shot him real quick, and then that saves our Reinhardt some damage, right?
my barrier can take
Nice bash.
Don't move.
Okay. There we played a little bit passive when we were up on when we have rally and 300 HP. So when you have rally, you can play a lot more aggressive going in on top of them. But here we
Mhm.
go in and then we back up, right? And then we go in, and then
Mhm.
that time that we spend backing up let them get away from us, right? So
Mhm.
just being a little bit more aggressive there.
Stay yesterday. Taking heavy fire.
Basher rather than whip shotting her, right? It's better that you get the stun on her, which
Mhm.
allows your team to follow up with damage. You have a combo where you can do bash, left click, whip shot, right? And that does a decent bit of damage, right? That's something you can do there, which potentially was she already low HP? I don't know. She wasn't
I
low
think she was
HP.
full. I think
Yeah, she's full HP, so she wouldn't have died to that
Taking
probably.
heavy fire.
But
I probably would have forced recall.
yeah,
I
you would
imagine.
have forced recall, right? So, probably just go for the bash. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Um, don't shield when shield's not necessary. We kind of like added in random shield there, which just
I, I
delays
I
damage.
thought I had bash on cooldown.
Oh,
That's what I thought.
yeah.
60 seconds.
Okay. Little over aggressive here. This is a situation where
Mhm.
this definitely would be punished at a higher rank. Because just
Mhm.
notice how we're like in the middle of their entire team, right? Where Mei, Zarya, and Tracer, whenever she decides, Lucio, right? All can
Mhm.
look at us, and Mercy can damage boost them while they look at us. But the only reason why we don't die here is because nobody looks at us, right? Zarya,
Mhm.
who we're in the middle of booping and swinging on, doesn't look at us, right?
Yeah.
May, who we're like an inch from, and again swinging on, doesn't look at us, right? If they look at us, we die, right? But because they're not looking at us, then we don't die,
Get
right?
behind
So
me.
this is definitely a situation where just because a mistake isn't punished doesn't mean it's not a mistake, right?
Mhm.
So here, way too overextended. Stay further, like closer to your team,
Patching
right?
you up.
Don't go that aggressive. Also note that we're on wrong targets, right? I don't know if we talked about target priority yet, because we talked about supports a lot, right? So have we gone over
Yeah.
target priority?
Um, I feel like we have. I feel like it was one of our earlier
Yeah, so
reviews when I
let's review that
DPS.
then, right? So target priority, right? Don't is
Mhm.
essentially it gets really complicated, but the basics is don't shoot at tanks, right? Tanks have 2 to 3 times the health of other characters. They have tanking abilities. They have armor. They have shields, right? And on top of that, supports output healing and DPS output damage. Whereas tanks, even though they're a very important role, they don't output anything. They just create space for the other characters, right? So therefore, we probably want to kill the other characters, right? So here, notice how we're going in and getting aggressive, and Mercy flies away, but then Mercy comes like floats back in, and we go for Lucio. But then like we can see the beam and the fact that there's like a Mercy like right behind us, so
Mhm.
maybe going on the Mercy who is pocketing the Lucio would be much better than going for the Lucio, right? Who's just gonna
Mhm.
boop you away, right? Like who's harder to kill, Lucio or Mercy?
Mercy or Lucio's already a kill.
Lucio, right? So that's another target priority thing of like, you go for the easier target to kill. So here, go
Mhm.
on Mercy.
Catching you up. My ultimate is almost ready. I'm getting good at this.
Okay. Don't boop people away from yourself, right? So
Mhm.
you can boop somebody if you're just gonna boop them into the wall, or you can boop
Mhm.
somebody if it's like booping them into your team, or off a high ground, or into a void. You can boop somebody if you're not trying to kill them, because if you're just trying to get them to back up and you're not trying to kill them, right? Then boop is fine. You can also boop them if it's finishing them. It's a finishing blow. But if you're trying to kill the person and your boop's gonna do nothing but just prevent you from killing the person, don't boop, right? Here we're
Mhm.
swinging on the Mercy,
I'm
and she
getting
has absolutely
good at
nowhere to
this.
go. Where's Mercy gonna go? She's right on top of you.
Mhm.
But we give her space and allow her to back up away from us by booping her. Now she's all the way over there, so we can't swing on her now.
Mhm.
Again, I think we tried the bash when we didn't have it. And then now that actually lets her
So drop
escape,
some knee.
overheal pack.
Shield's taking damage. My barrier's about
Probably
to go.
want to be regrouping as of the moment, retaking high grounds.
My barrier's down.
Cool heads, steady hands. We're almost there.
My shield's up.
Okay, whip shot it into the floor there, just watching where our crosshair's placed at. Nice kill though. I mean, so far it's been very solid. I mean, we've gone 4.5 minutes and they haven't capped, but
Good as
something
new.
something happens here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so good
If
pack.
we hold them here, we win.
Nice loop. We're about to get a rally up here. Okay, Zarya's a little far forwards.
Fire at will.
Okay, get aggressive with the rally, right? We're just
Mhm.
kind of chilling, right? We're just kind of sitting in place. Right now, when you have rally is the closest point to you being a tank, right? So when you have
Mhm.
rally, think of yourself, I'd probably say you have like the same tanking level as like a Zarya when you have
Mhm.
rally, right? Because you not only have 300 HP, 300 HP isn't a ton on its own, but you also have armor, which armor gives you more tanking than regular health, right? You also, on top
Mhm.
of that, are going to be regenning, so essentially you're healing yourself, not just with Inspire, but also you're going to be constantly generating armor, right? So while you're fighting, so you're not just 300 HP, but you're constantly regenerating that 300 HP. You also have extra speed, which gives you additional survivability, and like Zarya's bubbles, you have your own shield and whatnot, right? So as a rallying brig, you have the same, essentially, it's the same tanking levels like Azaria, right?
Mhm.
Whereas here, we just kind of chill, right? Like the fight's happening, and we're just kind of okay. We got a
Fire at
whip shot,
will.
and we chill, and we chill, and we chill. Okay, and then we go in and do something. But by that point, 7 seconds on our ultimate are gone, and now we're no longer a
Mhm.
tank anymore, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
and
drop
we're
some
still
knee.
kind of sitting in the back here. Get aggressive on these guys. Okay, so problem here is you just kind of play too passive. So Brig, right?
Mhm.
She likes to do things, right? When we sit around, we don't do anything. If we're just sitting in the back, we're just going to be an armor pack bot, and we're not outputting anything, right? When we
Mhm.
go in, there's a lot of parts of our kit that need us to go in and do things, right? Our bash requires us to go in and do things. Our whip shot, or sorry, our just our flail, right? Our flail
Mhm.
needs us to go in and do things. Our inspire needs us to go in and do things, right? So half of our kit requires that we go in and swing on things and damage things, right? That's half of our kit that needs us to do
Mhm.
that. Yet here we just kind of sit in the back, and we're also at a advantage at the moment, right? It's as of the moment, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus a 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now we're at a two-player advantage. They also have
Mhm.
to touch point, and we all have, we all better positioning here. They're forced to run out into bad positioning to point where we're all at. So essentially, at the moment, we're at a pretty significant advantage, right? Yeah, we're just kind of sitting in the back, playing passive like we're losing it, right? Now, we do go push forwards a little bit. Mercy comes in with the res. We're not paying attention to Mercy, which therefore means that she's able to get off the res. Had we been paying attention to this, we have, again, we have Bash we can use. We have our Whip Shot we can boop her away with, right? Probably Whip Shot from this range would work best, right? But
Mhm.
that would prevent the res, meaning that now we're still, we stop them from being up a player, right? So overall, probably make sure we're paying attention. That's awareness, right? Paying attention to the fact that they have a Mercy above you. You can see Mercy's above you by hearing that she's above you, by seeing that she's up there, by seeing the beam that's attached to the Mei here, right? By watching dead bodies when you know that they're on a Mercy, right? So overall here, this is kind of our fault for not stopping Mercy, right? Okay, missed the whip shot. Oh, end up not shielding her right there. She ends up like walking past it, and then therefore we end up losing the fight. So essentially there are two big things that we lost the fight over were us playing too passive and not doing anything. And then we also missed stopping. We could have stopped the res when we did.
Back in the fight. Come on.
Objective lost. Behind you.
Shield's holding. My barrier's about to go.
No, do bash, swing, whip shot that kills him. Whip shot him again. Remember, it's your long range damaging ability. So if Lucio's 1 HP and is in front of you here, just go for the whip shot and he's dead.
Fixing you up.
And
I'll lead the way.
don't boop him again. Don't boop him away when that's not gonna accomplish anything. He's about to drop in on top of you here. Right, look at where his momentum's going. When we boop him, he was midair and about to fall on top of us. We bash him, we swing on him. Doomfist swings on him and uppercuts him, and he's dead. Right. So here we let him escape by booping him away, rather than securing the kill by just letting him fall into us and bashing him.
Patching you up.
Okay, your positioning at Brig should basically be like, unless you're like in this current composition, right? It's maybe a little bit different if you're playing with different compositions because team comp dictates playstyle. But for the most part, when you're running like a Reinhardt, your positioning is going to be basically like right behind your Reinhardt, right? For the most part, because like we said, you want to be within range of bash, you want to be within range of whip shot, you want to be within range of swinging on things, right? And that is accomplished by being up closer to their team. Whereas here we're just again sitting so far in the back and we're not paying attention to our tanks, we're not healing our tanks, we're not, supporting anybody on the front line, right? We're out of range of like most of our teams, so we're not giving anybody inspire besides like our Doomfist, right? And then again, because kind of our impact on losing the fight is our lack of impact yet again.
I'm under fire. Hello. Du mår bättre snart.
Overheal, overheal.
Shield's taking damage. I'll take care of you. Rally to me.
Okay, playing a little far forwards, overextended. Pay attention to what's up with your team. As of the moment, we're playing a little too overaggressive, right? Like, yes, with Rally we have a Zarya as tanking, but this would be suicide if you were a Zarya, right? So as of the moment, we don't have cover. We're not with our team. We're way too far forwards, right? So pay attention to what our team's up to and our surroundings. So awareness, because then therefore, as you see, we get killed.
Fixing you up.
My ultimate is almost ready. I'm healing.
This is fine because we have... Okay, yeah, but that becomes fine because of the fact that they don't have any teammates alive. But I don't even know from my perspective. From my perspective, I couldn't even see that.
Help me. Så gott som nu.
These guys have been spamming I need healing for the past 30 seconds, so might want to look at them a little bit earlier.
I need healing.
See that which is
30 seconds remaining. Just a little longer.
No, just a little bit out of range. Good counter charge there. Okay, slightly delayed with the pack. You aware of the fact that it's... Oh, did I just ask you? I can't remember who it might have been with somebody else I was coaching, but are you aware of the fact that Mail is line of sight based?
Mm,
So
no.
Mail, no Mail.
Oh,
Mail,
okay.
no Mail, right? So here we get frozen because we try to run away from it, whereas we were like a second away from getting away from it, right?
Hmm. Okay,
So,
I didn't know that.
well, now you do. And then that saves your life there. Same thing with Doomfist ult, right? When it's slamming in.
Ready
Yeah.
for
Another one that acts like that. Same thing with Sigma ult, right? From the... If you're out of line of sight of the middle of it, even if you're within the circle, you won't get pulled up.
Attackers incoming.
Oh, okay.
Defend objective A.
Enemy target.
Watch the spam jumping, but I mean, that was just nothing major there.
Group up with. Come over here. Group up with me. Group up.
Good idea letting your tanks go forward first.
Good as
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to skip there.
Oh, you're
Whoopsie.
good.
The counter charge. Oh, very nice. Okay, so well played there. Oh, Reiner should have died. Maybe would have been like a hair closer to the fight because again, you want to be going for the
Whip
bashes
shot.
and stuff like that, right? And we want to be getting in flail damage. So like, just if we were like maybe an inch closer here, right, we can maybe bash Reinhardt or something like that. Or I think Zarya here bubbles, so we can't really do anything with that. On top of that, did we have packs on our Reinhardt? No, we also just don't pack Reinhardt. There's another thing, right? So make sure packing a Rein.
So I guess with this comp, it'd be the same thing as defense with the Ryan Zarya. I should be closer to the tanks.
Yep, kind of same thing. Yep.
Okay.
You just want to make sure that you're not going in front of them or inside of them, because then that you want them to tank all the damage for you, right? Because you're not a tank, you can't, at least not anymore, right? So you can't tank a ton of damage, but if they're tanking for you, then you can be close while they're creating the space. Oh, a little bit of a missed whip shot. A little bit of watch the bubble while we're trying to bash. Pay attention to where our team is. Alright, so they are coming with us, but we're a little bit ahead of them at the moment. Oh, nice whip shot. Oh, we heard the Reinhardt charging, right? So that they're, if you hear Reinhardt charging, then we want to be ready for him to be charging into us, because, he only has, if we hear him charging here, he has two possible places he could be going. He could be charging into this wall, or he could be charging down here. He's already tried charging down here. That's something he's done before. So I would probably say that we need to be prepared for him to do this. And then if we are prepared for him to do that, that means that we can save Doomfist while also probably killing the Reinhardt, because we stun him and put him on the floor, which ends up meaning that our team can kill him while he's on the floor, right? Okay. Yeah. After that point, there wasn't a ton we could have done. Just got ulted by a bunch of people.
Meteor strike is charging. Thanks.
My ultimate is ready. I'll lead the way.
Okay, so there, if we watch this a little bit, right? So there's no way that we can go through any of this here, right? Like this is completely walled off, so we're trying to get through it, right? Note that we break it, and we could have packed Reinhardt and Possibly we could have tried to go for a rally here as well, but instead we just kind of keep swinging to break this one when 2 were broken to the left, right? So
Mhm.
just pay attention to which ones are breaking fastest, right? You can see the crack marks on them. You can see when they're breaking and which ones your team is looking at. So just make sure we're doing the right one, or we're looking
Mhm.
through the right one so we can get to Reinhardt fast.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Get aggressive on her a little bit faster right there, right? You see that
Mhm.
she's so far out of position, right? You can see she
Mhm.
doesn't have teammates. You can see that, she's in the middle of your entire team. This is such an easy thing to capitalize on, right? But we just
Mhm.
lagging behind just a little bit. Missed the bash. Go from behind her because here we like curve towards our team, right? But then that means that when we bash her and whip shot her, what direction is she gonna go here?
Back towards your team.
Right, whereas if we do that from this direction, she's going
Mhm.
towards our team, right?
Mhm.
So here we just let her get away, right? Because we're not, maybe we still kill her, but no, we let her get away because we end up missing the bash and we're on the wrong side of her and we missed the whip shot, right?
Join me.
You'll feel better soon. I'm ready now. Barrier's about to go.
Okay, good bash to get out of it. Yeah, they just use a lot of ults there. Probably a good decision to hold on to ours, especially after Tor bolting. I'd probably say it is because if I recall correctly, this was a thing that they added a little while ago. But Torbolt like shreds through armor really fast. So therefore, probably was a good idea not to try to rally because wouldn't do anything up against a Torbolt.
Mhm.
My ultimate is ready. I'm ready to group up with me.
30 seconds.
Make sure not jumping, right? Watch the spam jumping. That just says, "Hey guys, we're here. Come look at us."
Mhm.
Shield home rally to
Okay,
me.
pretty good rally timing. Are we getting aggressive? Yes, we're getting aggressive. Are we on the right targets? No, we're not on the right targets, right? We're on Zarya, right? When there's a Mei and a Baptiste and a Lucio who are going to be easier to kill
Mhm.
than a Zarya, right?
I'm taking damage.
Okay, missed the whip shot. Watching, just make sure concentrating hitting whip shots. Noting, yeah, good job with the packs here. Just noting that we were holding on the packs a little bit.
10 seconds.
Okay, again, noting that people are critical and we're not using packs here, right? So, Reinhardt's down quite a bit.
Mhm.
other Reinhardt's down quite a bit, right? Roadhog is down quite a bit, and we have packs and we're not using them, right? So make sure we're using packs.
10 seconds.
We want to keep our Reinhardt alive, or our copy Ryan alive.
Mhm.
What did we just use bash on there? Oh, we
Easy
bashed the
fire.
bubble, right? So watch for the bubble, right? Missed the whip shot, so we just missed both our abilities.
Maybe.
Alright, so here, rewinding a second here. Instead of wrapping all the way around, just drop off the high ground here, like on top of Lucio. Well, first off, we missed whip shot. That probably could kill Lucio here. Secondly, we can
Mhm.
just run at him, but instead we drop off this way and then run all the way around, right? And then that
Mhm.
means that are able to get away from us super easily there.
Maybe. That should be better. Shield's taking damage.
Огонь по готовности.
Du mår bättre snart. Bättre så.
Whip shot, that's gonna get you your
Mhm.
Inspire going, which will heal you and your teammates. Okay,
You up.
could be rallying here, and there is probably no reason not to be rallying. It's, as of the moment, it's a 5v5, and the fight's happening, and we're kind of holding on to it a little bit. Okay, there we go. They heard me in game there.
My barrier can't take the come over here.
Patching you up. You need to clean up your act. I've got you covered.
In the high ground. Let them out.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Okay. Nothing wrong there. Okay. So let's hop into the other one then.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm still extremely new to Brig, so like I'm trying to.
Yeah. All right.
Attackers incoming.
Name
Defend objective A.
this here.
Showtime.
Observe the barrier. Barriers.
Okay, make sure we're walking in when our team's walking in, because then what ends up happening here is our entire team's in there, and they walk out of our line of sight or into the fight, and we are a mile away, which means we can't land abilities, and we can't see them because they ran or out of line of sight, right? So we can't see from here. We can't see Mercy. We can't see Ash. Can't see Doomfist. Can't see Diva. Sigma's about to walk out of line of sight if he goes any further. So here we do not want to be sitting a mile away, all the way in the back, right? Walking with them.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah, like I think we've had that discussion already, right? Like just that Anna's not a long range character, right? So don't want to be that close. Probably not needed with the heal nade there.
They're all over me. I need healing.
أنا هاخد بالي منك.
Damn it.
This will help.
Okay.
Help me.
Still a little far back, noting we haven't gone for any anti-nades yet, right? And then therefore we're missing out on value. We're about to have our nano, so here, well, who would you say nano priorities are?
I would say either Reaper or Sig, however you want to. I'd say if Reaper probably has Blossom, he's probably one. If they don't have ult, it's probably still a toss up between Reaper and Sig, and then maybe third, probably Diva. If I had to say.
So here, right, definitely Reaper with a Death Blossom would be number one by far. Number two, I probably would say would be situationally. Now I'd probably say this is like less. So it depends on if it's in a good spot. I'd probably say Bob, but with a nano would be pretty solid, as they don't really have anything to contest that. Then number three, I think would just be a toss up between who's in a best situation, who needs the most healing, who needs the most damage reduction, who's in a good position to do things. I think it would honestly just be anyone between Reaper, Diva, and Sigma. So that's just kind of between which situation is best for it at that point. So here, as of the moment, Reaper's nowhere close to ultimate, and Bob, we don't have Bob yet, so maybe we could wait on Bob, but we also have to see if Bob's in a good position or not. So really here, we're waiting and seeing, who's gonna be best for it: Sigma, Diva, Reaper, Bob, right? This is essentially what we're going for here. Okay, good anti-nade. Unfortunately, you didn't have sleep there. Okay, so we do nano Sigma, which is decent idea there. Yeah, pretty decent idea. Gets him in on the Reinhardt.
Into the iris.
This is not the end.
I will keep you here.
Okay, noticing spam jumping still.
Watching your back.
I'm claiming the objective.
Okay, couple like kind of overheal shots here, right? So we go shoot into nothingness. We go shoot heal. That one's fine, right? Shoot heal over. That's a overheal shot, right? Overheal shot, right? So just watching people's health bars and making sure we're not shooting an empty diva mech.
You won't regret it. Die feet.
Oh,
Taking the objective.
pretty good heal need
Support
there.
requested.
All right,
The payload is secure. Move
good
it
idea
out.
to be pushing cart.
Hmm.
Oh,
It's just a scratch. You'll
I
be
like
fine.
that we're curving up a little bit there, but maybe could have gone to the Sigma a little bit faster, right? Like, prioritize keeping your Sigma alive here over pushing cart like 2 inches, right?
Hmm.
It's better that he stays alive than you be pushing cart. So if you need to hop off cart for a second, hop off cart for a second.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine. Name. You're covered.
I've got you
Heal
in
up.
my sights.
Watching your back.
Yep. Make sure with our sleep that we're not just kind of going for a blind sleep. Make sure we're
Hmm.
acquiring the target before we're sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you lead it. You're not supposed to aim straight at people. You're supposed to fire ahead of them. So if here we fire it straight at the diva, but we should be firing it to the left of where we're aiming, because then she walks into it. Here we aim straight at her, and then
Hmm.
it goes behind her, right? So that's leading our shots. Make sure we're leading our shots.
It's just a scratch. You'll be
Okay,
fine.
and then arcing our
Mhm.
shots once again. Notice here we're aiming straight at diva, but because this nade requires an arc, we should be aiming up more since this is at a range, right? If she was right
Mhm.
next to us, then we don't need to. In fact, we might want to look down if she was right next to us, but because we're at a range, we're not going to stare straight at her. We're going to look above her head, right? And then
Mhm.
now that actually lands at her.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Okay, we now have Death Blossom, so Nano Blossom probably be number 1 to go for here. Okay, make sure you're getting closer to the fight, right? Just kind of sitting and chilling in the back there.
Heroes never die.
You're powered up. Get in there.
That is unfortunate.
Yep. I saw when it happened in the game. I was like, "Yeah, Boogie's gonna say it's unfortunate."
Yeah.
You're going to be okay.
Make sure we're not firing it at our Diva's feet, but we're firing in the feet
Mhm.
between them,
You're
right? So
going to be okay.
here, Diva's just going to intercept that. Instead, throw it to the right of them, right? We throw it right here and
Mhm.
then booming it too, right? Or even if we
Mhm.
want to, I'd probably say Diva isn't in like super need. You could even throw it like in between Reinhardt and Symmetra instead, right?
Mhm.
Noting again, so far we've hit one single anti-nade, right? On one person.
Mhm.
Barrier is unstable.
Get back in the fight.
Barrier is out of existence.
Healing enough.
Massive anti.
Lin and
Make sure we're using cover. We're just kind of leaping around on point right now in the open. Alright, so there we spent a lot of time out in the open, kind of dancing around in a dangerous spot on cart. I think it was a really good anti-nade though.
Mhm.
Good job on that.
تكرار يعلم الشطار.
Game on.
Alright, so here, probably be a good idea to go and take the high ground instead of going and taking low ground, right? That'd be good positioning for you to be at. Land a pretty nice nade from up top.
I see. You're going to live.
Okay, once again, positioning really far away from fight. So let's analyze this, right? From this position, are we able to land abilities?
Only unless throwing allies, which I guess would be just nade.
Yeah, and then as we've discussed a ton, healing nades happen when healing nades are needed, but it's
Mhm.
not how you carry games, right? That's how you just exist.
Mhm.
Are we on high ground here? No, obviously not, right?
No.
We can see our team. Yeah, we can. And the enemy team cannot see us, right? But
Mhm.
big problem is that we don't have high ground and we can't carry, right? We're not in a position to where we can land abilities and nades, right? Which is really important. We need to be able to do that.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay, McCree without ultimate is a pretty low nano priority, right? Remember, we're not nanoing skill shot characters because in most cases that's not going to do too well, right? Maybe it can if he pops off, but a lot of times it's not a good idea to go for a nano McCree when he doesn't have his ultimate, right? So here, pretty much anybody else would be better, right? Reaper, Diva, Sigma would be better than a nano McCree.
Buckle up. This gunslinger's
I have
loaded.
your back.
Because let's see, does he get anything with it? He gets a right click kill, and then it's done, right? So he gets 1 kill out of it. He doesn't really get much benefit out of the healing or the damage reduction, whereas a tank probably would. Okay. Again, really far away. Want to be closer to the fight. Like if we're up here, for example, like we can be looking for a nade, right? Land it straight in the middle there. That's 4-man nade, right? Type of deal.
I've got you.
We wait for them to group up slightly more, right? That's a if we got it around the shield somehow here, we get a 3-man nade. I guess we wouldn't necessarily be able to land around the shield in that situation though. Alright, good sleep on the Reinhardt. Okay, good. We chucked in a nade from all the back here, so good job. We got a 2-man. So preferable positioning would be probably somewhere like ranging from here to here, right? We can see our team, we can help out, we can now get like a 3-man nade or a a 2-man nade right here, right? Type of a deal, right? Or a or a 4-man nade right here, right? Just all these big fat nades that we could have been going for. 3-man nade, 3-man nade, right? That's a like if we landed that perfectly, probably could get like a 4-man.
Yeah.
Right. So just a lot of potential we could have gone for there.
Elementary application. Hooray!
You're going to be okay. This will only hurt for a minute.
Payload secure. Move out.
Barriers. Untape
Just
my
a
barriers.
scratch. You'll be fine. Oh,
Good sleep. Gets a kill, right? Really good sleep there.
this will help.
Oh, good nade.
Let's move it out.
Getting a little closer to the fight now, so it's good.
Won't come together.
Step right up.
Make sure we're putting people who need us to heal them in our line of sight. Like here, Diva is in the most danger on our team because she's the furthest forwards, and we're not in line of sight of her, and we're not even looking at her. We're overhealing McCree, right?
Step right up.
Overhealing McCree, right? We just shot like 4 shots into him.
I will keep you healed. You're powered
Pretty good
up.
nade.
Get in there.
McCree's not a good target here. Reaper would be like 10 times better as of the moment. Maybe not literally 10 times better. I'd probably say probably like
3 times.
4, yeah, like 3 or 4 times better.
Ain't no stopping me.
Helden sterben nicht.
Barriers about to break.
And shooting into Reinhardt into shields in general is not very worthwhile on Ana, right? It's not going to do a ton for you. It's not something you want to waste your time with because then you're going to be neglecting, all the other things you could be doing. You could be using that time to reload. Could be using that time to heal somebody who needs healing, like your baby Diva who's dying to monkey, right? So because we end up shooting at the shield so much, we end up like hitting your right at the very last second, which we probably could have died there, right? Because we weren't looking at her, right? You could be using that time to look for abilities, right? It's probably like, again, like 4 times more valuable if you, actually, sorry, let me probably even more than that, right? You're probably gonna find like 6 times more value if you're getting off a big fat nade than if you're just shooting into a shield, right? You're getting a lot more value. So look for abilities, look for your ultimate, look to actually heal people, pay attention to your surroundings, reload. Shooting into a shield is basically the equivalent of overhealing with Ana, right? It's not going to do you a ton. Now, that's a little bit different when it's a shield that's about to disappear, right? So like here, this isn't too bad. Like when it's cracked and you just want to finish it off real quick, right? Shooting one shot into that doesn't that's fine, right? But if you're just shooting 4 shots into a Reinhardt shield that's nowhere near dying, that's not worthwhile.
Mhm.
Pretty good nades. Well, I think he blocked it from hitting the monkey, unfortunately. Notice that we're a little far away from the fight. I wouldn't say that this is too terrible, though. Like, not in comparison to the other ones. Yeah, Reiner ends up just stealing it from Monkey, unfortunately. But it's a really good...
Where should I have been? Like on like the staircase behind my team, or
So here, just like, even if just we're getting like 5 inches closer, just coming up to here, this is still better because then it gives us more angles to work with. Whereas here to, see to the side, we have to leave cover. Here, we don't have to leave cover to come to the side. This just makes shots easier. I'd probably say if you're looking for like a good spot, probably say like somewhere up here would be really good because we can sit behind our team and still have really good line of sight to do things with, right? We can land nades and abilities on like anybody over here, we have more line of sight to work with, right?
okay?
So this is not bad by any means, though, as of the moment.
You're covered.
Okay, bunch of just wasted shots here, right? So
Mm.
shot into somebody who's full HP, but then also just completely whiffing it, right? All of them are full HP.
You're covered.
Or I guess Diva wasn't. Someone's maybe fine. Overheal, 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 right? So it's just like 4 whiffed shots again.
Mhm.
Pay attention to health bars, shooting into shield, like 4 shots into a shield there, 5 shots into a shield, right? Big old Tim wall, watch for the Tim wall.
Healing enhanced.
Okay, good nade.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Good shot.
Into the iris.
A long time ago.
Okay, where's the one place the enemy team needs to go when you're about to cap point?
Cart.
Cart. So where's the most dangerous place for you to be?
Cart.
Yeah, so, rather than being here, being like back here, probably just be much better, something like that, right?
Mhm.
Just a little too far forwards, but we won the fight anyways. Alright, so why don't we go over like the review stuff, right? Go over main
Mhm.
points, and then we can after that move on to looking at the pro videos.
Mhm.
Alright, so here we went over Brig and Ana, right? So
Yeah.
main points, comes with ability usage, right? Make sure we're bashing as often as possible. Whip shot, make sure we're whip shotting as often as possible. Just off cooldowns, get you Inspire going. Make sure that we're putting effort into not whiffing them. Probably say we whiffed like half of them, right? So make sure we're just putting effort into landing more than half. Make sure we're not whipping people away when it's not going to accomplish anything for us, right? Like if it's just going to boop them away, then why would we do this when we could have just, if we were trying to kill him, right? That's just letting him escape, but we can whip shot if we're pushing him off the map, if we're trying to kill him, right? When it comes to your combo, right, right, that's got a pretty fast combo and it's going to get them down that low. So if they're just down a couple HP, right, that's going to finish them off pretty easily. So you can go like 1, 2, 3, do, right, and then they're dead, right? Is kind of your combo to work with, or even if they're lower HP, you don't have to do that. Like, think for example, like let's go over to a Tracer bot, right? Real quick, right? So on Tracer, right, we go 1. Oh, I missed the whip shot there. Whoopsie daisy. Or not whip shot, a flail,
Follow up.
right? So we go that, right? So we need 2 whip shots apparently. Okay. Or I keep saying whip shot when I mean flail. Okay, so we need 2 flails. So we go do, right, and then she's dead, right? So that just kind of be our combos to be going for. Note that you can drag. I'm not sure. I can't remember if we did this very much, but note that you can drag your flail and hit multiple people with it. All right, so look to do that with it. Packs. Make sure we're not overhealing with our packs. Right. Don't use packs when they're not necessary. And then that's mainly it with our abilities. Right.
So I was gonna say, how long does Inspire heals last? Like just a couple seconds, or is it
Yeah,
just instant?
Inspire lasts probably, if I remember correctly, around like 4 to 5 seconds, something like that.
Okay, I didn't know how long Inspire really lasted because I'm still new to Brig.
So here, we can test it out. Oh, dang it, it's 20 meters. Whoopsie. So 20 meters, let's see.
I'll lead the
1,
way.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so like 5 seconds-ish, right?
Okay.
So you land it in 4 seconds. So if you just land every single whip shot, Inspire would never be down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Inspire would be constantly going if you land every single whip shot, right? So that's why you want to whip shot constantly, right? So you can get it going. And then overall ability usage probably goes to like a
Get behind me.
trying to think. For now, I'll place it at a medium. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's medium on Brig. Let's see what was an Ana. An Ana, making sure we're landing good fat
Never
nades.
stop fighting
Sleep.
for what you
I think sleep
believe
is a little
in.
bit better, but still making sure we're getting accurate with our sleep. But nades, just make sure we're looking for more antis. Make sure we're looking for bigger antis, and then especially putting ourselves in positions to land them. Make sure we're aiming at the floor in between as many people as possible. And we're putting a lot of effort into our abilities. And then on Ana, probably say medium too. So like overall, probably say both of them goes like a medium priority for abilities, right? Moving on, ultimate usage, nano boost. Make sure picking out good nano targets. Oh, you can walk through these apparently. I don't know why. Make sure picking out good nano boost targets, as we were kind of nanoing not great targets like McCree over and over again, right? Make sure we're coming up with a target priority list in our head and going for good targets. And then on rally, pretty good for the most part. Make sure we're getting more aggressive with it, especially, right, when we have it, because you're basically a tank, but not too aggressive where we're running into their entire team, right? And then overall, probably that one goes, thinking, probably a little bit below the other two, but I don't know, I'm trying to think here. It feels like it's below them, but I wouldn't place it too low. So, I don't know, we'll place it at a medium, but just know that the ability usage comes higher. Overall, and then mechanics, Brig doesn't really have mechanics. Besides, I guess you do have target priority, right? Make sure we're not shooting at hard things to kill, right? Tanks and whatnot, right? We can shoot at tanks if they're low, if they're out of position, if they're the only thing to shoot at, but if you have the option, shoot at something else, right? Shoot at the easy things to kill. Ana, make sure, and then overall with both of them, make sure we're not overhealing, right? Pay attention to health bars. Ana, don't shoot at shields. Make sure we're not going for overheal shots. Make sure you're just not just holding it down still, because we have a bad habit of just going like we never let go of shooting, or we just do this the entire time, even if it's not doing anything. So use that time to reload. Use it to actually acquire and shoot at targets, right? And then overall, that one goes to like a low to medium priority, right? Moving on. Positioning, make sure we are using cover, not out in the open. Make sure we're not getting too over aggressive, running into their team. Right, we had a couple times on Brig, especially where we ran all the way into them. Right, when we got a way too over aggressive, and then Ana, make sure we're not playing too passive and sitting out of the fight. We also did that on Brig too, where we just kind of sat out of the fight on Brig. Right, we'd either be too far in or too far out. So make sure we're sitting behind our tanks and we're within range to do things with our abilities, right? Then make sure we're taking high grounds, make sure that we are rotating in between fights to great positioning like high grounds. Make sure we're checking off all the boxes and on Ana and looking for positions where we can actually land abilities, right, and off angles and stuff like that. Overall, lot of different things in that, so that probably goes to like a medium high priority, something like that, right? And then finally awareness, pay attention to your health bar, make sure just pay attention to that. And besides that, pay attention to health bars of your teammates so we're not overhealing. Pay attention to just where is our team in general, because there are a couple times where like we didn't pay attention to people who needed us to pay attention to them. Pay attention to where the enemy team is and what's happening in the fight, who's winning, who's losing. Pay attention to team compositions and how they dictate your playstyle. Watch the Mercy, who's going for the res, right? That sort of idea. And then just like audio awareness and here and there awareness things, right? And then overall, that one probably goes to like a medium, right? So let me put that in order real quick. Number 1 is going to be positioning. Number 2 probably comes to your ability usage. 3 goes to awareness, 4 ultimate usage, and 5 mechanics. Right? Any questions so far on anything?
I'd say one. I guess would be like comp dependent for Brig. I know a lot of times like on dive, like Like I know you have like your monkey diva, you know, and then whatever your DPS is, and usually teams will run an Ana Brig usually. Like I know a lot of times they use Brig just to kind of protect Ana with like brawl comps and stuff like that. Like if you run like a BAF Brig or something like that, do you need to still keep that role of kind of protecting your other support, or can you kind of
Right.
like kind of almost front tank almost?
Okay. If the enemy team is on a dive, right,
Hmm.
they can instantly get to your backline and your support, correct?
Hmm.
So therefore, you would need to protect your support, right?
Hmm.
Okay. If the enemy team is on a brawl, can they instantly get to your backline on the support?
No, not
No.
really.
Okay. What if they're on a spam? If they're on a spam composition, are they instantly able to get to your backline on your support?
No.
So therefore, is it as necessary that you stick with your support if they can't instantly get to your support
I meant
at
to
all
do that.
times?
You're making this
I
easy
guess
for me.
not. Not really.
Right. So it's team composition based, right? If
Hmm.
they are running something that can very heavily contest your other support, then you help them
Hmm.
out. If they're not, then you don't need to really help your teammate out, right? So maybe like what if they had like they're not maybe like they're running a brawl, but what if they're running like a brawl with like a Reaper and a Genji, right? Are Reaper and Genji going to be able to contest your support pretty easily?
Yeah, I feel like they could get to your backline
Yeah, so
pretty,
they're
pretty.
they're two pretty flanky characters who are gonna try to get on your backline. So in that
Mhm.
situation, you might need to pay attention there more often, right? So it kind of scales upwards, right? Nobody can test them. Don't need to really pay attention. One person
Mhm.
can contest them, right? Like a flanker, like a tracer, something like that, right? Now you pay attention to them a little bit, right? Just give them some packs once in a while, right? Two
Mhm.
people, two flankers. Well, now you're paying attention to them a lot more. Maybe you have to stick with them a bit more. Keep some packs for them, right? Look to whip shot enemies away, bash them, right? They're on a full dive, you're sticking with your other support the entire time, right?
Mhm.
So it's dependent upon team comp. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Alright, any other questions?
Um, Nothing really, or I guess you say nothing yet.
Okay, so
See ya.
let's exit out here. I'm gonna keep Overwatch open just so we have it in the background if we need to go in here.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's get this up. So what do we want to go over here? Did we want to go over like Brig or Ana or what gameplay do we want to review?
Probably, probably Anna, just because I feel like we spent so much time on her. And I feel like it would probably help us out the most.
Okay, Twilight on POV. Let's just take a look real quick. So we got Twilight, Jonak, do. So we could, we could go for this, or would you like to go over like Overwatch League gameplay, or like we could also go like over like some ML7 stuff because he also does some, because this would be like team play um, versus like comp. Like so, like since ML7 is like a really good Ana player, but he plays in comp, that might be like a slightly more relatable if you're not playing
Mhm.
in a team environment. So I'm thinking maybe ML7 might be a good idea here.
Yeah, we could do ML7. Yeah, I've watched some of his unranked to GM on Anna.
Mm, let's see. Do. It's possible that he won't. Yeah, so I'm just looking for a game. Yeah, the problem is that I don't want to. I'm just looking for what one that we actually want to go over here. So he had a really nuts game. I guess like we can when we're not. I'm not coaching him, so I guess
Mhm.
when it comes to the game, it doesn't matter if he like did insane or not.
Mhm.
Let's just take a look.
Okay.
All right. So notice he's not sitting at choke, he's walking through with
Mhm.
his team, right?
Mhm.
He's not sitting a mile away, but he's walking into the fight, right? So here, what we're going to do is we're going to, I'll call things out as I see them, but I'll also, like if we're looking to individually focus on something, we can look at that thing. So for example
Mhm.
here, let's just go down the list. And to start off, let's look at we said number one thing was positioning. Let's look at how he positions himself, right? And where does he stand in these fights, right?
Mhm.
Is a big thing, but we'll also go through like everything as we see him. Okay, so it does a quick nade lineup. Alright, paying attention to his Reinhardt is low. Right now he's just healing.
Mm.
Alright, they needed healings, so we gives him a heal nade.
Almost have Nano.
Okay, just charging up Nano. Okay, so now they have Nano, they're looking to push with it. Probably gonna pop it on Reinhardt, I would imagine.
Mm.
Yep, puts it on Ryan.
Oh.
Okay, probably gonna chuck in a nade from here, I'd imagine. Some point here. No, chucks in a sleep.
Hold on, I
Alright.
just disconnect your thing.
You
Hold on, let me try stop watching going back in.
Yeah?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Alright.
So I guess real quick before it
Yeah?
continues, I guess with the comp he's got with the Rhine Diva, what was it? It was Brig, McCree, and
Mm-hmm.
Onzo, I think it was.
Yep.
So I guess his nano priority would probably be Rhine first, I imagine.
Yep.
And then probably Kree second if he has high noon.
Mm-hmm.
And then third, I guess, would just be probably Diva.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much nailed that one. Alright, so he's just spamming in sleeps right now. He knows that, like, they don't have anything that can test him, so he can just throw him in whenever he wants to.
Okay.
Okay, he ends up whiffing the nade. The nade doesn't actually do anything there.
Nice.
Okay, at the moment, I'd probably say he's actually not using his nades too well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these guys aren't perfect, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's kind of holding on to them a little bit,
What's going on
and then
issue?
also ended up whiffing the last two of them.
Look, think we're playing 5 months. Thank you. Wait, where the fuck did I put this?
Goes for a couple of those.
Oh, it's like that. Enter Nano.
Okay, so he ends up putting Nano on Reinhardt again
Mm-hmm.
here, and puts it on right about there, right? That just keeps him alive through the getting shredded by people. Tosses a nade doesn't do anything. Probably instead of tossing a nade, he would have been much better off trying to. Oh, I guess no, that one was fine because he sees them all in there. For some reason, the quality looks really bad. It's supposed to be 180p. Okay, good sleeps.
They want to chase me left side. They want to go against it.
Yep. So as of the moment, nothing really happening.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
just kind of regrouping.
They'll be anti around the corner. 3 seconds.
Right, gets a nuts air anti. Dude, you don't really have to worry about those until you get a little bit higher up.
What about
Ends up
high
doing.
masters?
Yeah, he ends up doing the same one again. Massive anti needed.
Get a second.
Alright, so he now ends up nanoing him. Notice that he's using his ultimates like pretty much as soon as he gets them, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
in every single time he's gotten his ultimate, he's used it within 5 seconds after getting his ult, right? He gets it, it's popped, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you use your ultimate at high ranks, right? This is as soon as the fight is happening, the fight's happening, the fight's, he didn't win or lose it yet. He has it, he's using it, right? Is essentially how it goes. So make sure we're looking to do that with our ultimates.
So I guess the positioning, like before you use the nano, like hugging that left side, was that?
Yep.
I guess that was good. Like it was still close enough to the fight.
Yeah, because from there, like, from on this map, there are honestly aren't a lot of off angles that you can take, which makes it like just it means that you have to take cover, right? And means that you just have to go for all the other checkboxes. It's not like you can off angle very easily on this map.
Mhm.
Here, like, I might maybe be repositioning like top left to take high ground, but it's not imperative. It probably wouldn't. It would be a longer rotation and not really get you a ton of value.
I think Hans top left.
Looks away from Reinhardt for a second there. Reinhardt dies. Trying to go for like a back cap or something. Yeah, this is just him going for a Mimi play. Like sometimes you see like higher ranked players do that just for, or sorry, you see streamers do that more accurately because they're streamers.
Mhm.
Right, so he has another ultimate here. Probably you would imagine he's gonna pop it very fast.
Mhm.
Right, keeping an eye on ability usage as of the moment. Right, pops ult pretty much immediately, right? Again, noting, okay, gets his ultimate, and we can count and go. We gets his ults in a moment here, and 1, 2, 3, uses ult, right?
Mhm.
Very, very fast.
Make it top, guys.
Reinhardt every time here so far. Good nade, right? Just like heals up his whole team.
Make him main behind us.
I'd honestly say he's not getting a ton of value out of his ability usage as of the moment. He's been doing a
Mhm.
lot of just like heal, 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 and then he's getting a lot of ult charge off of that. So he's getting a lot of nanos out there, but I wouldn't say he's getting a ton of. Sleeps have been doing pretty good, but nades haven't been doing like a ton so far.
Get the guy
Mhm.
shield.
Oh, massive nade, right? Gets 2 with that one.
Get a gun, get a gun.
Right. Noting the frequency of ability usage as well. He's using these things pretty much off a cooldown, right? Every time he gets them, right? He gets nade, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Get the
nade,
guy shield.
right? So like within a couple seconds after getting it, he gets sleep
Get a gun,
back.
get
He
a gun.
goes 1, 2, 3, 4, sleep, right? Sleeps
Mhm.
out. Nade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nade, right? So he's using them pretty frequently here, right?
Mhm.
What the fuck that stole?
And even just talk because he knows here, right? Like the fight's not gonna start anytime soon, so he's just chucking him in there. Maybe he's gonna
Mhm.
find a little bit of value out of it, and then he's already 4 seconds away from getting it by the time the next fight starts. Here, what are you looking for here? Why is it right?
Probably nano or a big nade on the tanks.
How does being here help him get a nano?
Just because of the right side door, like they're going to be more focused on like their Rhine, and they're probably going to think the Yawn is probably playing somewhere behind their Reinhardt and not on their left.
Yeah, but so here, how does this help us get a nano versus if we were like where McCree is?
Um,
Does it do anything for our nano boost?
I don't think.
Yeah,
Uh,
so it doesn't really help our nano boost, but this is us off angling so we can get
mhm,
abilities, right? Here, in
mhm,
fact, I'm not sure because I don't know when the last time he pressed tab was, but oh, he just pressed tab here. Okay, so we don't have he doesn't have shatter, but this could have been a play as well. Like I remember doing this back when I was at high ranks. Was we have shatter, and I would say, okay, let's go for sleep shatter. I'm counting it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, I sleep Reinhardt. He goes for shatter. Right, big play. Right, I imagine here the biggest thing he's looking for is probably a big fat nade from behind, followed up by a sleep, or even vice versa, and then getting a nano in, right? And then that is probably gonna be his carry potential for this fight here. So let's take a
mhm,
look, right? He lets him walk through. Big fat 2-man anti-nade, gets a kill out of it. Gonna probably nano his Reinhardt. Oh, yep. And he also, so from here, right, just looking at the position, right, we have a off angle, we have visibility on most of our team, right, they're a little bit out of our line of sight, but I think that we're able to heal them fast enough if we need to, right. From
Mhm.
here, we're able to land abilities, we're able to put ourselves out of line of sight of the enemy team, right, so that's the big thing we can do from here. I just realized I don't need to actually have my mouse on the screen like in like in Overwatch. I can just press pause with my spacebar.
Oh, you're good.
But I guess I do have to have my mouse on the key on my sorry, I have to have my mouse to use my push talk anyways. So there's no way. Yeah, so he goes for the back cap play, not because it's gonna work, but because he's a streamer.
To the chicks.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them work. So I don't know if you know
That's
who Red Shell is. I don't know if you know who that
yeah.
is.
That's I assume that's because you watch the highlights, not the
Mhm.
raw footage.
Nah.
If you watch the raw footage, most of them don't work. You see the ones that do work. You see the like the 1 in 10 that work, and then the other times he's just feeding.
He's sleeping top.
Not sleep. Okay, getting another nano up. Some overheal shots.
Mhm.
Alright. Chucks in a nade. Let's see. He gets. I think it's a decent amount of value with that, right? He gets the heal nade, and that's pretty much it. And then he nanos, but that also ends up keeping our Reinhardt alive. He was pretty low there, right?
Mhm.
Lets him touch car because he was 1 HP there. So nade nano is gets him up pretty high there.
Ana left. Ana to your left.
Okay, pushing into the fight. Make sure he's not too far back
Ana
there.
still left.
Mhm.
Using cover, hugging the right wall here. He's not standing on the open. Noting that he's not sitting on cart when they're about to cap. He's sitting in the back, right? As of the moment when nobody else is in need of healing, he's going for the damage, right? And then he's getting like 3 kills as a result, right?
Mhm.
So that's what you be doing when you don't have anything else to do. Right, chucking in an early nade just gets him 10 ult charge, so just chucking those in there gets you a bunch of stuff to work with.
Mhm.
You put TP top window.
Yeah, like there, I don't think that the self nade really did a ton, and then that means that he just missed out on value, which is why they're losing the fight here, right? Possibly winnable if he got a big anti-nade, but again, he went for another heal nade and then therefore missed out on a lot of value, though he did get a nano boost out of it.
Have nano.
I think that's honestly why this game, like that's why I would say that you have a title such as 13 nanos is because he's just constantly going for the heal needs, right? Which ends
Mhm.
up in a lot of a lot of nanos, but just less value overall with the abilities.
I got you.
Wait.
Okay, and using cover, sitting in the
Nade behind
back.
us?
That one was necessary. Okay, looking for a nano soon here, probably on Reinhardt again, right when he's getting close.
Nade's left side.
Looking all around him, he's being aware of his environment.
Mhm.
Now nano boosting when the fight's starting up. Tosses in a nade, gets the Reinhardt, gets out of line of sight of the Mei ults, right? That gets him out of it. Massive
Dual line, dual
anti-nade.
line.
Gets like 4 there. That secures 2 kills, basically, right?
Mhm.
Reloading.
So that turns like an unfavorable position into favorable. Probably not needed healing need there though.
I don't have sleep.
So I guess in terms of like the positioning and all that, I'd say is this kind of be like the same stuff where like you position that too?
Yeah, I mean, like as of the moment, he's just like I said, since there's no like not a ton of off angles to be taking, he's just using cover. He's playing on corners. He's positioning a close to medium range away from his team and a medium range against the enemy team. Right? He's positioning himself in angles where he can see his team and put the enemy team out of his line of sight. So yeah, he's checking off most of the boxes with these positionings. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when he has had the options, he has been off angling.
They have McCree now.
Maybe taking a look at him with some more dynamic maps might be a good idea than just King's Row. But here, notice this is actually a pretty easy strat that you can go for here with a nade. Is like he knows that they're going to be walking through choke soon, right? And within seconds, right? So he chucks up a nade he walks up to choke, chucks a nade straight up in the air, right? So that nade's gonna
Mhm.
probably land in around like 6 seconds or so, something like that. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right, something like that. Yep. So that's a pretty easy strat. Like if you know they're coming through choke within the next 6 seconds, that's a pretty easy nade you can go for, right?
I'm done again.
Okay, nanoing at the
You put
very
the
beginning of the
behind.
fight, using cover, massive nade, sleeping the Nano Reaper, right, nuts. Right, like noting that he's only ever died like after the fight his entire team's been dead, right?
Mhm.
He's dying anytime he is dying, he's dying absolutely last, right? Which just means he so far has like incredible survivability, right? He's staying alive, he's not letting them kill him. He's using cover, he's using abilities well, right? He's just playing safe, right? Which is how you should be playing.
You go low. Gonna help Nano.
Right, once again, has his nano boost, pops on Ryan, Ryan goes in, Rhino does things, they win the fight. Good nade. Noting that he's pressing tab frequently, right? Notice how like
Mhm.
you can take a look and
I
in
think main
between
knows you.
here he'll press tab just every once in a while, right? Like he'll flicker it here in a moment, flicker, right? Flicker, right? Taking a look at ultimates, did flicker, right? Do they swap characters?
Mhm.
Flicker, right? They're just giving him information. It's not just a nervous tick. For the most part, sometimes it is.
Nice move.
Oh, whoopsie. The heck? Why? We didn't finish.
Nice move.
Alright. So here he's walking around this, jumping on top of a car, looking for a nade. Pretty big nade. Wasn't paying attention to enemy Reinhardt though, because he ends up
Maybe behind, maybe behind.
going for a nano when there was nobody there to actually do anything to.
He did.
Alright.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Not nice. Back point.
Yep, so again, noting that he's like dead last there. Nano's to keep Reinhardt alive there.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Shit, I should not pick that.
Yeah, I peeked it. Okay, moving up with his team. Maybe lagging behind a little bit, but moving up with them. He's probably going to use the left room, the off angle, I would imagine here. Oh, never mind. They're too far back for that to work. Good nade. Right now he's using nades a little bit more frequently than he was
Main
earlier.
left. Main or shift left, Mega. Main ability is left side.
Alright, chucking him in there. Okay, so here he has Nano again. 13 Nano, it's pretty nuts.
Have Nano.
Have you had anything close to that?
I don't know. It's been a long while since I played Ana,
Yeah, just rush it.
so I have no clue.
So nowadays, I always see you playing DPS at the high ranks.
Yep, that's I swapped over to DPS like 2 years ago. Yep, okay, so there, notice with his Nano Boost that he was waiting to the very, very, very last second to Nano him, right? He was seeing if he
Mhm.
needed to Nano, because this isn't a preferable Nano position, but if he gets low, then it's fine, right? So he's trying to normal heal him up, then once he starts getting low, now he pops the Nano on him, right?
Mhm.
Rather than just popping Nano on him to begin with, right? Also, waiting till the very last second means that it gets the maximum value possible.
Mhm.
Reloading. Break the wall, break the wall. Oh yeah, kite back. Play the corner again.
Massive sleep. Yeah, just hard pocketing his Reinhardt through there. Gets another nano off of it, basically.
Crystal may behind.
It's kind of nuts. 2 nanos in a fight. Right, just taking Tracer on a ride, playing
Mhm.
far back to draw attention. You know, make it so Tracer can't really get to him.
Easily, I guess.
Yeah, get to him easily, exactly. All right, and then that's game. So, really just emphasizing a lot of the points in which we were just talking about is just, use nades fast, put effort into them. When we saw him get a lot of value is when he was winning out of the abilities is when he was winning the fights, right? Look to use nano boost fast, look to put it on good targets, right? Look to
Mhm.
make sure we're not wasting our shots, right? Like if you just look at his just normal generic shots, which I don't think we ever did look at them too much, but if you were to take a look at them, there's not a lot of wasted effort, right? You don't see him shooting at shields, you don't see him shooting randomly into objects, you don't see him overhealing a lot. You do see him overhealing a little bit, but like, you look at this and he's just going for some damage shots. He knows when to go for the damage shots, right?
Have Nano.
Heals when needed, right? Heal, maybe a little bit of overhealing. Probably say
Just rush
the
it.
biggest thing he would struggle with is just the overhealing. But besides that, he doesn't have really very much problems with it, right? He reloads when he sees everyone's full HP, right? Like everybody's full HP here, so he
Mhm.
reloads, right? He heals when healing's necessary. Right, so it's just a lot. There's not really a ton of wasted effort with his just normal shots, right? So yeah, we still have like 30 minutes left here for the session. What do you think? And like, do you feel like that was super helpful? I don't. Like in my own opinion, I feel like that was just more so what we did there was just kind of like reinforcing what we
Mhm.
had been talking
Mhm.
about that. But I'm not sure if going over another 30 minutes of Ana would get us much value. We could maybe do it of Brig and then do the same thing, or we could just go over more replay and then come up with new
Mhm.
things to talk about.
Um, we could try one for Brig, just
Yeah.
because I don't really see too many like higher like level people playing her. I guess if that makes sense. Like I don't watch too many YouTubers play her.
Let's see. Skewed POV.
So yeah, I know Violet's pretty good with
Yeah.
Brig. I know that.
Yeah. All right. So here they're playing with a dive, right? They have an Ana, right? Do. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't go up to 1080. So we're playing, looking at some blurs.
That's all right.
Okay. So he's gonna be playing pretty defensively.
Mm,
Goes for the whip shot on him, just for the X, just boop him away. Throw some packs on people, right? Maybe overusing packs slightly, but he knows the fight's ending, like kind of ending there a little bit, so he has some time to recharge him. Right, stuns ball. He had boop there, but he's not gonna boop ball away from his team, right? So
mm,
he just stuns and lets his team roll him. Okay, goes to the whip shot, ends up missing it, but like just noting that he's using it frequently. Just look at the frequency of his ability usage here, right?
mm,
Anytime someone's within bash range, he's bashing. Anytime he can whip shot, he's whip shotting, right?
mm,
Whip shot, right? Moment he sees somebody. Okay, throws some health packs out again, noting that he knows he can use them because he'll have time to recharge him, like right about here. I think he's about to sit on point. Hmm. Maybe overusing them slightly,
mm.
but again, I'm not coaching these guys. Right, because
You
now,
almost, I was gonna say you're almost good. You're almost at that elo pretty much, or you've
yeah.
been there.
Right, because now the fight's happening and he doesn't have any packs to work with. I think like right now he's on card duty, so he's not able to do a ton at the moment. He's about to whip shot the hog, right? Exactly, right? Just
Mm,
anytime he's able to, someone's within range, he's whip shotting. Anytime.
mm,
He's gonna do it again here in a moment. Probably on BAP. Yep. Ends up getting himself killed just because he backs off a little bit slowly and doesn't shield. Okay, so now he's no longer on card duty. Comes and takes the high ground, right? Because his team comes up here too.
mm,
Okay, packs Ana. Notice how he's sticking with Ana now. Fight's over, so he's backing up. They see 9. Alright. So, just kind of chilling.
mm,
Rally, probably as soon as the fight starts, I would imagine. Maybe it doesn't. Okay. Unnecessary pack. I think at least it's hard to see health bars, to be honest here.
mm,
Little blurry. Okay, it doesn't have bash, unfortunately, and then misses it last second. Okay, notice how he's getting aggressive with his rally, right? He pops rally, and then immediately
mm,
starts getting more aggressive and running in, right? Gets right up next to a whole hogging roadhog, right? Looking at his position here. He does
mm.
not notice the McCree here, so a little bit of a lack of awareness. Yeah, whip shotting as soon as he can. There he got a little bit isolated from his team, therefore he wasn't able to do very much. During that fight,
Mhm,
really kind of had a lack of an impact just because he ended up sitting too far away from them. So like maybe pushing in with his team instead of sitting in the back would have been better there. Okay, whip shotting ball away. Probably gonna bash Ryanair moment. Yep, there you go. Actually, he's not doing too hot at the moment.
Mhm.
Think like here he has like he's 2 to 3 like just looking at stats real quick, right? Like
Mhm.
2 to 3 silver healing, right? Not a ton of damage done, a little bit less than 1,000. So as of the current moment, he is honestly not doing a ton, right? But I imagine he does much better if he has a 74% kill participation later
Mhm.
on here.
I imagine defense, he probably ramps it up.
So I'd probably say the biggest thing he's been doing wrong is that he's just not sticking with his team, right? He's a little bit too far away in both of these fights to start off, and that means he's not able to do things. Okay, rallying to start off the fight. About to get aggressive with it. Waits a second. Oh, boops ball. Notice how he's booping ball away while he's coming in. This sets him off target.
Mhm.
It means that he's not able to slam, which can ruin engagements. It help it here. This throws off his mines. It means he's not able to place the mines where he wants them to go. Right. So essentially, he just ruined an ultimate with that whip shot. Right.
Mhm.
Good packs here, getting a little bit more aggro. Symmetra's off on her own. He knows that that whip shot's gonna do the only thing that the whip shot's gonna do is damage. It's not gonna boop her a mile away because there's a wall there. Oh, he's playing against Steve right now. So Symmetra one trick. And bashes Reinhardt the moment he's within range and he has the cooldown. Whip shots because he sees he's nanoed. He's just trying to boop him away. Yep, again does the same thing. But at this point the fight's lost. Yep. So things as of noting is getting aggressive with his ultimates, using
Mhm.
his abilities very very frequently. He is I'd say like the when he's doing bad is when he's playing far away from his team, but when he is playing with his team sometimes here, and then you see the value he gets out of that. He's not
Mhm.
booping people away with whip shot.
He was kind of doing some of the things I was doing,
Yeah,
kind of
or
playing too far from the fight.
yeah, it's in some instances here, but in others he's doing good. All right, so here he's gets again aggressive with it. Maybe starting off slightly far back, because there he wasn't able to do a ton with the whole thing. Okay, got off a bunch of health packs.
So I guess with the comp they have now, would he still be kind of like a frontliner, still kind of?
Well, look at their team comp. They're on ball. They're on monkey, right?
Mhm.
So here he might not. He might be sitting in the back a little bit more, protecting his team.
Mhm.
Here they're going for a little bit of a wacky. I don't know what their team is doing there. They're going for a little bit of a weird play.
The rest are playing against Wanted. I know he's a really, really good hit scan player.
Yep. Okay. Noticing that there he went for because he didn't. I was wondering why didn't he go for the bash there. It's because he just didn't have bash here, so instead he went for the whip shot, right? So if you can't stun him to
Mhm.
mean that you can kill him, then you whip shot him to make it so that you get some, you get some damage, you get some healing, and then you also just boop him away so we can't do anything, all right?
Mhm.
Dang man, this got really blurry. So they rotate up to high ground.
Mhm.
Looks to stun him. Throwing some packs. Oh, you can barely see anything right now. Wonder if it gets better. I guess you can manage this out here. Okay, so he drops because the fight's happening on point. Stuns the monkey. Misses whip shot. Rallying here in a moment, question mark. Yep. Right, noting again, he's using it basically as soon as he gets it. Right,
Mhm.
getting probably imagine getting aggressive with it. Right here, I think he's judging. Do I need rally? And then he says, "Yeah, I do." All right, looking to get aggressive. Wasn't a ton to get aggressive on, but you know he's still going in here. Oh, finishing off the kill with the whip shot there. Oh, they also have Echo Flex, who's a Lucio streamer.
Hmm. I take it as you've played against like all these guys.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
OG is on their team is another Overwatch League player like Violet. Or
Mhm.
wait, no, is this oh, this might not be the Overwatch League Violet. I think this is I think this is the ranked Violet. There's two Violets. There's a Overwatch League Violet and then there's a ranked Violet. I think the ranked Violet was like someone who got like the top 4 spots and like he got like rank 1, 2, 3, and 4 on support or something like that in a season or two or something like that.
Hmm.
Like on multiple different accounts. It's pretty nuts. But I think this might be the ranked Violet. I'm actually not sure. But yeah, he sees that his monkey's low, right? So he's using this this whip shot defensively, right?
Mhm.
So he sees his Reinhardt's low. He goes plops some packs on him. Monkey jumps in, whip shots monkey away so that he can't Tesla the Reinhardt. There he ended up looking at the probably should have been paying attention to his Reinhardt there instead of the monkey. And monkey jumps in, gets hacked. Yeah, he's just gonna roll monkey. Yeah, if he thinks so he needs the rally there, gets aggressive with it, runs up near them, he gets purple, needs to back up. Yeah, so, you know, a lot of the same points we've been talking about.
Mhm.
Is honestly just the best because you should play Ana and Brig only. Well, I mean, you can play Ana with Baptiste, but you should only play Brig really with dive and with an Ana. With the Baptiste, it's a bit risky. It's not that bad, honestly. You just need to be going into team comp. They called it out.
I feel like I've seen one do that before.
Yeah, TP plays.
Mm.
Notice he
Yeah.
does the combo here, right? Look at the combo. He sees he's low here. He goes 1, 2, 2, 2, right?
Ana's mega. I'm gonna go on her.
Boops Ana away, just puts her out of the fight. Right, just noting that he's just a lot of times with Whipshot has a lot of different uses, right? Just getting Inspire going, doing damage, booping people away, booping people out of position, keeping them out of the fight. Right there, he's just booping Ana back, getting some, out of that. He's not only getting healing, but he's also damaging her and just booping her away to make it so that she can't heal people for a couple seconds, right?
Mhm.
And then securing a kill there with one.
I feel like his Inspire uptime, like percentage or whatever, has to be crazy right now.
Yeah, so I mean, like, if we can try to check it next time we take a look at a tab here. Oh, did he just press it there? I couldn't see it. Couldn't tell. Probably wait for like after a fight, he'll press it. Oh, I got really blurry again. Man, his stream quality isn't great. Or his recording quality. Alright, so he's gonna press tab here.
I don't mind not getting that there. Third point is way.
Yep, there you go. Oh no, his little chibi thing is in the way.
He's got
Alright.
3,200 armor provided too.
So yeah, you can actually see the percentage there.
They use high noon then. It was recording either. I'm gonna have to use stream quality.
Probably should have bashed him instead of booping him. He was like 1 HP getting away. Oh, okay, okay. So we still got him there, but honestly, really should have bashed him instead of booping, because that just almost let him get out there, right? Whereas a
Mhm.
bash would have stunned him longer and let our team, actually kill him. So our team ends up getting him, but only just barely.
Only use whip shots like balls. That's a big concern. I whipped them away and I let them live a lot of times. I whipped them away and I let them live a lot of times.
I think he was there. He was just commenting on the fact that he accidentally that he knew he wasn't supposed to boop him away. At least I think that's what he was saying.
Right on point. They're pushing with Sun Run.
Okay. Little far out in the open as of the moment here.
They use TP to shoot behind. There goes Monkey. Ball no grapple. Ball sleep behind.
Whiffs a wall.
Yeah.
Panics a little bit there. He's just contesting cart. He sees Reinhardt's low, so he's trying to go in and get the kill. He's using cover. Notice how he's using cover really well here, right? He
Mhm.
goes in. He sees that there's people on him. He loses his shield. He backs up, and the only reason why he stays alive is because he's using cover there and playing it safe. Now he's basically tanking here,
Mhm.
creating space for the team, stalling out cart.
I boot back. I boot them. I have grab.
Yeah, probably gonna rally soon here. Yeah.
Alright, going in 3, 2.
Right, just rolls the other line.
Yeah. Just noting the aggression, right? Pretty much sprinting at their Reinhardt.
Mhm.
Oh, gets really aggressive on him. All right. So let's see. We have 15 more minutes here. Would you like to just go over that second replay that you had, or did we go over the second? I think we went over a little bit of the second replay.
We,
Right?
we went over the offense. That was the Ana, and then on defense,
Yeah.
I think I ended up going back just because of the comp.
So
We could go over that.
all right. So yeah, again, mainly that was just us reviewing the kind of
Mhm.
the main points we've been talking about. Did you have any? I guess never mind. We'll ask the questions again at the unless you had any immediately, but we'll ask again at the end here. What were we? Do you remember what
It
map
was
that was on
it was
Blizzard World?
yeah, Blizzard World. I don't remember the timestamp though.
All right.
I had to say probably 7, 8 minutes, somewhere around there.
You're powered up. Get in.
Yeah, we already saw this. So we saw all the attack. We knew
Imagine
that.
the worst
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, right here.
Ready. 5, 4, 3,
Group up with me
One.
over here.
attackers incoming.
Okay, good positioning here.
Defend objective A.
Buckle down. Get it done. You are fully hit. Let me show you how it's done.
Get behind the barrier.
Barrier. Unstable barrier. Out of existence.
Okay, good heals. Shift didn't really do a ton there.
Get in here.
Okay, see, is this needed on Mercy? Yeah,
Get in
probably
here.
say it's needed on Mercy. Though, noting that putting it like here, Mercy still gets it if we put it over here and it uses and we use cover with it, right?
Mhm.
Putting it a little bit harder for people to shoot at and see, right? Just looking to use stuff like that, use cover with it, right? That type of idea, so it stays alive longer.
Yeah, I think I was just waiting on her just to Guardian Angel as soon as she could.
How about a little extra?
Gale, the Mahal.
With your move, my barrier is destroyed.
Yeah, one thing I think I have noticed just looking at lower ranked Baptiste gameplay is that you really can't use like actual good lamps because people have terrible positioning at lower ranks.
Mhm.
Because you have to lamp where the people are, and usually you want cover for your lamp, but if people aren't playing near cover, you can't do a cover lamp, right?
Mhm.
So at the higher up in ranks you'll go, you'll be able to do more and more cover lamps. But as of the moment, if every time somebody's critical, they're not using cover and they're nowhere near cover, you're not going to be able to actually use a good lamp. Whereas if you
Mhm.
get up a couple hundred SR, now you might be able to start using cover lamps because people actually stand nearer to cover.
Mhm.
Right, so we have a window here, right? Pretty much as we've been seeing with like all of the guys that we've been watching is it's just immediately as the fight is beginning, right? Is we're
Mhm.
using our ult. So let's see how we use it.
Get in here. Regen up. Barrier.
So he gets charged in.
I didn't know if he was gonna die, but just out of instinct, I just
Good as you.
Yeah,
kind of used it.
think it ran out there at the end to see it was too far of a charge.
Elementary application.
Use the time while she's in there reload, right? It
Mhm.
just instead of just spam shooting. Right, like again, you just see a lot of just kind of we go pew 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 constantly when we can't really do anything with it. Right, like we can
Mhm.
just look through this last fight here and just like analyze every shot we shoot. Right, where we go, right, overheal, overheal, right, good shot, good shot, good shot, right, overheal into floor, right, overheal, or I guess that shot was good because I didn't see Sigma, right, overheal, overheal, right? Shoot, right clicking into nothing there, right?
Mhm.
And right clicking the enemies, right? Overheal, over, shoot, right clicking into nothing again. Left clicking into May Icicle, right? When we could be reloading, right? Left clicking in the May Wall, and again we could just be reloading or jumping or something, right?
Mhm.
Regen burst
Shifting when
activated.
nobody needs it, right? Left clicking into absolutely nothing, right? Right clicking in the floor, right clicking at overhealing, right? Right clicking the wall and overhealing, right? That one's fine, right? This is fine, right? But you just see there's like
Mhm.
10 different times where we kind of waste our shots, right?
Mhm.
So just a whole lot of them.
Step right. Cover you up. Melody.
I was debating on lamping that, but I decided not to.
Yep, I don't think it was necessary. I mean, he gets away with it. You know, the reason why I don't think so is because he doesn't look. He has a shield in front of him when
Mhm.
he's signing, right? We can see the shield there. Yeah, our team is really in bad positioning at the moment. I think we've already discussed No Man's Land, right? That's so
Yeah.
this is something we've already
Yeah.
gone over, so you understand what the deal with that.
I mean, I basically picked BAP just because of our team comp.
Yep.
Does BAP work well with the double shield? Pretty
Yeah.
much, I mean, like being the main support.
Yes,
Okay.
there works very well with them, right? Because Bap is a spam character because he can do a good amount of damage. His window works very well for a spam composition, right? Like with a brawl comp, not so
Mhm.
much because you can't like brawl characters don't really sit there and shoot from far from a stand like a sitting position. They want to be running into the enemy team, right?
Mhm.
Again, brawl doesn't work as like overall. It's just like you're going to do really well with a spam comp versus a lot of other comps, right? You're just your entire kit works well with a spam comp. Okay, so let's analyze this a half a second here.
Mhm.
So we get booped to the side by ball,
Mhm.
right? Then Reinhardt charges in, and we think we're about to get charged.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get hit.
If you're gonna get hit, is that lamp
Mhm.
gonna save you?
I thought maybe he was at first when I saw him, he was gonna take me where I am now, like either into the light post or that wall right behind.
which is this is out of range of the wall right behind, right?
Mhm.
So therefore, if we did get hit, it wouldn't have saved us. Really, just because it's too far forwards. Besides that, alternatively, we can probably just leap over here, right? If we get booped, instead of we can probably leap up in the air, and then that can get us out of the way of him as well. Maybe it was hard to tell there. Okay, notice that that we are still holding on to our ultimate, though the fight is starting, and we've also already had an entire other fight before this. So right, like
Mhm.
those other guys, we saw constantly pumping out the ultimates, right? Like
Mhm.
fight starts, ultimates out, right? Fight starts, ultimates out. They didn't hold on to them; they just happened, right?
Mhm.
Here, we went an entire fight without using an ultimate, and then we're also on second fight where we might not even be using ultimate here. And so now we do pop it, but by the time we're popping it, we're already
Mhm.
losing the fight, right? This is already at a very major disadvantage or a lost fight, and we're also not with our team where only us can shoot through it.
Mhm.
Target priority, we're shooting at Reinhardt instead of the Mei or the if we curve slightly to the side here. Probably can shoot. We can shoot at Mei, Ana, Moira here, right? Any of those people if we wanted to, but we're shooting at Reinhardt, right?
Mhm.
Double kill.
Felt good when I woke up.
Triple kill. Notice two.
Oh. Okay, again, focusing ball when there's a Ana we can shoot at. We do swap targets though. Okay. We lamp. And we go, okay, well, does Reaper need lamp here? Is he in danger or low?
No.
Do we need? I think we need lamp, right?
Yeah.
But we're throwing it when we're not in it,
Mhm.
right? So throw it at our feet if we need lamp. Make sure we're doing that.
I think I was trying to do a little bit of both, like try and keep it on
Yeah.
me, and then also keep it on him in case like
Hmm.
he gets shot or something like that.
Yeah, so just, with the placement time, we just want to make sure we're placing in the middle.
I do make up for the immortality field here towards the end.
No, not too fit.
For your safety, please move behind the barrier. 30 seconds remaining.
Get in here. Take your medicine.
You're immortal, right?
Mhm.
Okay. You get ult charge when you heal damage, right?
Mhm.
Ball does not get ult charge when mines do damage, correct? Or
Uh.
that is a fact. You don't, even if you don't know it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Ball does not get ult charge off of his mines, right?
Mhm.
So we can give free ult charge to Mercy by
Mhm.
running into these mines instead of destroying them.
Mhm.
Right, especially if we have immortality down. This isn't. I wouldn't say do it if you don't have immortality, but we have immortality. You can do this on tanks, especially, is what you can do it with. But so there, instead of shooting them, run into them when
Mhm.
within the immortality. To clarify.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Do you have any questions about anything we've gone over here at all today?
Um.
Is just anything else in general?
Nothing really. I think I asked you all the questions about Brig,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd say I think you went over pretty much all this stuff, like positioning wise with Ana.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, nothing really right now. I would say.
Okay. So let me stop.